Alright. Welcome back to another stream. More Spearmaster. As always, at this point. It's always Spearmaster. Hello, welcome. You know what to expect. I'm speedrunning Spearmaster again. I'm not doing a normal run yet. I'm starting with practice up in Underhang, because with creatures disabled too, I've implemented some new movement in Precipice, and I basically want to make sure that I know how to do that consistently. Volume is good. There's music in the background. It might be a little bit quiet. Grapple. Oh, I think I already took the grapple worm on the save file, so it's not here anymore. You would always expect to see a grapple worm there. A bit too loud and it gets quiet. I think this song is just a quiet song. I'll reset a little bit. Okay, hopefully that's a bit better. Underhang is also just kind of a loud area because of the all the lightning and or the thunder in the background. And the curse though is going to be on screen. That's a problem when I have mods enabled. Whoa, fastball. Weird physics there. I had something covering the chat. Hello, welcome. This is very organized. Great right now. Hunter service out on cycle 0. Figure like very weak all the time. Hunter might be stronger than Artificer, that's a bold claim. I definitely think that Hunter is a very strong character. Stronger than most people think. But Artificer, I think Artificer is like the strongest character in terms of like combat. Because of the parry, because of the double jump, and explosive spears whenever you want is really good against specific Hunter creatures. I think that when fighting like lizards, Hunter is probably better. Because you always have an extra spear to take care of lizards, you know? But when it comes to fighting vultures, okay, vultures are pretty much the main example, but any creature with more, that takes more than a few spears to kill, Artificer is probably better at dealing with it. Also, another thing I forgot. So I have some new movement here, which is kind of funny. Okay, well, I think I'm already dead. That's why I'm practicing. I don't know how good that movement is, because swinging across the top of that room is pretty fast, but also like very difficult, and there might be like lizards in the way. Swinging across the bottom is like completely safe. There's like never anything down there except maybe a drop wig. Although I don't think there's a drop wig that early. So you kind of just swing underneath the whole room. You can also do the same in several other rooms in Precipice. But because you're so low, like pretty much underneath the screen, it's kind of hard to see what you're doing. So it's not like completely safe unless you really got used to it. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Just get used to that movement. I mean, I think that being able to like retreat very quickly is still like very useful for combat. If you're ever in a situation where you don't exactly know what's going on, it's a little bit chaotic, you can immediately parry and you're like totally safe for the next few seconds. And you can spend that time to get into position to like keep fighting. And other than Hunter being able to hold an extra sphere, they're pretty much exactly the same in every other way. In terms of just base stats. If you never get into those situations, well, congratulations, you are the best player. Movement is a little bit awkward with the grapple worm if you're not grappling. It can eat up some of your inputs when you're trying to jump around. Let's try this again. Yeah, that's better. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do there. It might be faster to go up top, but I always mess it up. And there's also sometimes a white lizard there. That jump is like surprisingly easy to do. I thought it was like gonna be really bad. I always had the idea that it was a really difficult jump. I think that's mostly true. Like a lot of people struggle with that jump, but you can just roll pounds. And if you don't even if you don't make it, you can still use the grapple worm to help you out. So I've died here several times. Decided just going underneath is probably the safest option. Stay us away from most creatures that could be dangerous there. You might be able to swing all the way up. Oops, don't go in there. Now this room is pretty simple, so I'm just gonna go up here and just practice this and then go all the way back to, maybe all the way to the Sky Islands. Make sure that I have that down. like doing this up here, because you can grapple from here. Like that and keep a lot of speed going. That's a little bit risky though, you could fall like right in between that gap in the poles. But you might be able to save yourself with a well-timed grapple if you do mess up there. And then here, we can just start swinging again. But that, you need to be really careful there. Because you might fall if you miss that grapple. Do this again right here. If there's a blue lizard on the walls, do not grapple straight into their mouth. I mean, I think in both like speedruns. Oh, right, I did this all in one cycle. Okay, I'll have to go shelter then. Which is over here. In both like speedruns and score runs, if you can consider those like part of competitive rain world, Artificer is better in both, I think. Because Artificer has the mobility for speedruns, which just makes them go faster. And the parry. That can let you deal with creatures easily. Of course, in the actual like story percent speedrun, Artificer has to carry around the scavenger body, so they don't really get to take advantage of some of the things. Like they can't like compared to Hunter, they can't throw rocks and spears. Or they can, but you might accidentally throw the body, and it's like really annoying to get them on the right. It's like it just kind of makes things more annoying. But in like Hunter would also struggle if they had to carry a scavenger body, you know? They're just like looking at the characters on their own outside of their actual categories. And then for score runs, Artificer is also better because they're still very effective at like actually killing creatures, but also the mobility means you can get from creature to creature faster, so you spend less time just walking around trying to find stuff to kill. Of course, Artificer also has problems in score runs because of Scavenger Rep and Karma Gates. But I think it's easier. Well, actually, I don't know how Karma Gates work in another character's campaign for Artificer. But eventually you're going to want to get the Echoes anyways, so you're going to have good karma. Whenever you're doing like slide bounces with a grapple worm, you want to make sure that you never press jump before you touch the ground. Normally you can buffer jumps a little bit. With a grapple worm, if you press jump before you touch the ground, then the grapple worm will eat your input and you won't jump, you'll just use the grapple. Types of campaign. So if you do a score run, as in playing Hunter's campaign as Artificer, none of those mechanics would be in effect. I think the Scavenger Rep does still happen, because I think I've done a score run. I mean, not a full score run, but like a few cycles of a score run as Artificer, and Scavengers still kind of hate you. But, you know, it's a trade-off, you know. It's more dangerous because there's Scavengers trying to kill you, obviously, but also, instead of getting the Chieftain passage, you just kill Scavengers for points, and it kind of balances out a little bit. Is the rep just like Hunters? Maybe I got really unlucky, because what I tested is trying to pass a pole. And as Hunter, even though they don't like you and you have low rep, you can still like get past the toll by giving them a pearl. Like, they still accept it. You know, I could probably do something else here if I fall. Is this? Oh, that almost worked. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Okay, we're not going to do that then. I guess you can kind of just climb this and just go up here. So if I fall down in this room, that's the best, easiest solution. Ideally, you don't fall down at all, of course. Like that. I feel like I need to go check that though, to be sure. I think I remember seeing someone like try out an Artificer's for a run, and they didn't get the chieftain passage, and they just went for scavenger kills instead. Maybe they also assumed that it wouldn't work, and that they had to they couldn't like get good rep. Don't get grabbed by this grapple worm. It's really annoying. It's happened before. Really, the run should be over by this point, but for some reason, there's a lot of creatures in these few rooms. Scavengers, dropwigs, Scion lizards. For some reason, like why? You know, what are they doing here? What are they eating? The grapple worms? They don't even like grapple worms. I guess they're all just eating each other. I've also determined that keeping the grapple worm in 2 Skylands isn't really worth it. It only really helps in like 1 room. I thought the way it works is that if they see Artificer, they are immediately aggressive. But otherwise, well, I guess that doesn't really make sense either, because it should work off of like global and local rep. That's so smooth. It's not really as good to do that kind of movement here, because it's harder to get up from down here, and you don't travel as far. Maybe I'll just go up over the top for this room. This is the room where you want the grapple worm. You could just do this. Don't go too far then, and then drop the grapple worm here. It's not really useful. It's better to throw boost. Like right here where you can do an EI hop. I should really be careful there. At the very end of a run, just doing E-slides like that off of cliffs. And also in this situation, there's lizards here, so it's probably best to just save a spear if I have one, and not use it for movement. In this room, king vultures like to show up. I thought about keeping the grapple worm and trying to swing underneath, but it ends up not really working out. There's too much stuff in the way down there, and like random poles. This room is one of the most stressful rooms in the whole run. Because you have... Don't do that. Oh, that'd suck if I did that in a real run. I thought I was thinking of throw boosting with the rock, but I was holding the pearl instead. But like king vultures are very likely to spawn in these rooms, so it's also very like wide open space for them to try to get you. I don't really know the best way to do this room, because the wall jump there is a little bit inconsistent. But yeah, at this point you would be done with the campaign if you didn't throw your pearl away. What's that pearl use? Just made a mod that automatically hides the cursor. That's cool, but I probably don't want to go and activate another mod. I'm already activating like 10. I mean, maybe it wouldn't be too much of a big deal. It'd be nice if that feature was just a part of like dev tools or something. I mean, maybe just like the base game in general. Like it's weird that your cursor can show up at all, and it really shouldn't. But I understand that like some mods like Spearmaster require you to use your mouse, but it should just show the in-game mouse and not your like actual cursor. Hello, welcome to the stream. I just finished up a practice run. Spearmaster climbs all the way up there just to throw the pearl off. I want to make sure that I have the right remix settings before I do attempts. And also I need to remember to record. I think this is all good. I can get splits back. Alright. Not paying them. Paying them in what? Just food? Like a milkshake? Oh, hold up. Still more things to do. Close that, and do this. Now, since this is the 10th Spearmaster stream, I want to go a little bit longer than normal, which might be difficult because usually I'm kind of tired at the end of a Spearmaster stream. It's weird. At when I was running Artificer, I felt like I wanted to just keep going as much as possible, and usually I ended because I was just streaming for too long. Okay. did spend a little bit of time practicing the wall pounce and outskirts. And I've learned that it is still difficult. I think something that might be a bit difficult is that you need to move left to like crawl off of the block, but then you need to not hold left in order to do the wall pounce. Though I haven't really tested it. I'd love to see someone actually like look into that wall pounce in detail, like one of the movement people, and like figure out what exactly the inputs are. I mean, I know what the inputs are, but I don't know like how lenient it is, like how many frames you have to do that move. Is it frame perfect, or do you have a bunch of time, and like it would be easier if you did it in a different way, you know? There's a lot of questions that I have about it, but that are hard to figure out when it's such a fast movement. You just kind of press a bunch of keys and it works or it doesn't work, and you don't really know why it doesn't work. Too consistent? What do you mean by too consistent? And by one-sided wall pounce, do you mean the kind where you like do a whiplash? Do you keep like wall pouncing off of the same wall repeatedly? Oh boy. Yes. Oh. Almost got the car powered too. Kind of slow though, avoiding the red lizard, and that pink lizard wasn't very fast, but whatever. I think I'm just gonna like stop caring about being perfect. I'll just try to finish a run. Reach double digits. This is a bad timeline. I think those kind of wall punches are weird because you aren't moving very fast. You're like crawling very slowly, but I think throwing and doing the wall pounce at the same time, like the throw sets your speed high enough to like let you do the wall pounce, but you do them in the same exact frame, so you don't actually really move very fast. That's what it feels like, at least. And the weird thing about that wall pounce in particular, which I'm going to try to do in about 10 seconds, there's like multiple angles that you might get sent at. So you might go like straight, like diagonally up like you want to, or you might just go to the side. We don't get the wall pounce at all. Like there's a specific spot where it works best. Like, that's the bad variation of it. I guess I did it too late. Now there's a dropper here ready to kill me, and a scavenger. I feel like I always get worse at this. It's okay, guys. I practiced this. I never know if it's a timing problem, like when I press inputs, or if it's a input problem where I'm not pressing the right buttons at the right time. Well, that would be also timing. But maybe I press like throw at the right frame, but I press jump like a frame later, and it doesn't do it right. Or maybe I'm pressing both jump and throw at the same frame, but I do them both 1 frame late. Expected. Alright, we try again. Ah, time loss. What did I do differently that time? Are you a king vulture or not? You're gone. So never mind. You know, there's this thing where if you want a slug pup to spawn, you sleep in a shelter at a specific time, and it will guarantee that a slug pup spawns in some shelter. I think also like a specific shelter. I was kind of wondering if that same idea would work with other creatures, and not just slug pups. Like if you could shelter at a specific time and guarantee that a vulture will spawn. Well, actually, that doesn't really make sense. Vultures are kind of all over the place. Maybe like oh, this is gonna suck. I'm gonna be in this tunnel forever. Oh, I'm dead. I'm super dead. Well, maybe they'll bring me out somehow. I'm not dead. King Vulture, I don't think that will save me though. He's just gonna run away. Oh shoot. Oh, alright, I'll take it. I mean, King Vultures are actually pretty useful in some scenarios. Like at the pop-up chimney, they can drive away the lizards and make it easier to pass, or like eat a lizard, so you don't have to deal with it. They don't eat them, they just grab them and eat them later. Presumably. You never see it though. It'd be sick if there was like a vulture nest somewhere in the game. Oh. Where's the spear? Ah, that's unfortunate. That's just a waste of time. Oh, another vulture. That guy's got a spear in his head. Annoying thing for speedruns, like if you want to get a vulture mask, you're gonna have to waste time. And the hope is that if you get the vulture mask, you will save time by not dealing with lizards. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, I might get lucky. Okay, I got lucky. Like, you could always try to go for a vulture mask and save time by not dealing with vultures. And if you mess up, then it's a guaranteed time loss that you just inflicted upon yourself. So like hub spawns are different, so that kind of idea wouldn't work. My idea, specifically for this run, is if you could somehow get elite scavengers to spawn consistently. Or at least get them to spawn in the right location. Because that would be an easy way to get a mask. I guess if the lizard. Wrong way. Okay, he's a little stupid. Yeah, speaking of RNG manipulation, which is essentially what that is, I was thinking of the potential for 2 other types of exploits that could maybe exist, but might just be way too unreliable to ever actually work in a run. One of them is Pearl teleportation, and just kind of jank with pearls in general, which I've noticed in a few occasions. One time, I can't find the video of it, but I feel like it definitely happened. I remember it happening, but I don't have a video of it. And it was from a Rivulet speedrun where I spit out the pearl that's in your stomach. So like Rivulet has the pearl in their stomach. I spit it out in drainage system, and I did something with it when I went to chimney. I don't know what I did. Maybe I threw it away before entering a gate or something. I did something with the pearl, and then when I went to chimney and I slept in a shelter, when I woke up, the pearl was just there. The same pearl that I threw away like many rooms ago, you know? So if there's a way to replicate that consistently, it could work to make Spearmaster a lot easier. So you don't need to carry the pearl, you could just like warp it to you in a shelter later on, but like how does that even work, you know? I don't know how it happened the first time. That bug might have been fixed. you know, there's a lot of questions about it. Also, I've seen pearls get duplicated before. That might have been a bug that got fixed. But duplicating pearls, I don't know how that would be useful, but maybe you could do something about that. I also saw another glitch, which probably doesn't apply to Spearmaster at all, but I was watching a stream where someone was playing with slug pups, and they met a slug pup. Like, they discovered one that they didn't have before, and the slug pup threw up a pearl, and the pearl was one that they had previously stored in their stomach. So slug cat eats or swallows pearl, meets the slug pup, and then the slug pup just has the pearl, just for no reason. Like there's some weird I mean, I think the reason might be just because the inventory, the like stomach inventory, is just shared between all slug cats, but it's normally inaccessible because slug pups aren't supposed to do that. You're not supposed to be able to access that inventory at all. The other idea that I had is maybe a little more ridiculous too. Sometimes there's this very rare glitch that can happen where connections between rooms get like messed up. I think I've seen it happen once in... Oh, you suck. I'm trying to climb up the pole and I can't. But I don't know if I saw this or when I was playing or if it was another stream, but someone was in Sky Islands. I'm just gonna assume that it was me. I was in Sky Islands and I tried to go into one of the pipes like early in the rooms from basically Chimney to Sky Islands. I went into a pipe to go to another room, but it sent me to the wrong room. It sent me to a different room than I expected. And like a bunch of room connections were just kind of like basically scrambled around. Which is probably just some sort of like loading problem. Like the room layout or the region layout was like loaded in incorrectly and the order of the rooms or the connection between rooms was set up incorrectly, although I have no idea how that works. If you could control that somehow, you could like wrong warp and enter. Did I really just... Okay. It's too distracted talking about random stuff. That wasn't a great run anyway. But like if you could control that somehow, you could like make it so that you enter a region, go through one pipe and enter the last room of that region and skip the whole thing. Cosmic Ray. You know, it might have been someone else, and if it is someone else, then I might have a clip. I'm going to mute the browser while I do this. Okay, there are lots of clips. Alright, whatever. I can't find it. Just keep going with runs. But I think I've seen that happen before, where you enter a room transition and it sends you to the wrong room. That might have been before Downpour. I'm pretty sure that Downpour completely changed the way that like room loading works, so It could have also been like an early version of Downpour and they fixed that problem in an update, but they only did like 2 updates. It could also be an issue with mods like Charlie Co-op or Expedition mode. It's probably like never going to actually be used in a run, and it probably doesn't even exist in the first place. But I kind of like the idea of there being some sort of like undiscovered exploit, some glitch, you know, that lets you like teleport around basically. Because Rain World is a very stable game, in its speedruns at least, you know. Some other games have like crazy glitches and like looking out of bounds and wrong warps and just all sorts of stuff like that. Rainworld is like has karma caching, you know. You can like gain extra karma when you're not supposed to, and that's it. That's the only like exploit really that's used in speedruns. Otherwise, like it's pretty much just going from one room to another in the way that you're supposed to. And even if there was some sort of glitch like that, it probably wouldn't be allowed in actual runs, or maybe only in like any percent. Any percent did make use of a glitch that like despawned guardians because of something to do with like the way rooms load in, creatures load in. I don't know how it worked, but you could like partially enter a room. That UI lizard. Like partially enter a room and leave, and then come back, and the guardians will just disappear. I don't know how that works. There is some B glitch, which is, I don't actually really know what it does, but something to do with having like a beehive and throwing it when you're in the middle of a gate, like the gates closing and opening animation. That can cause just some like really weird things to happen, like potentially getting rid of Gourmand's stamina completely. That sucks. Just no items over there to defend with. But basically, like, you unload one of Gourmand's body segments, and for whatever reason, that gets rid of their stamina mechanic completely, so they basically just become survivor. And it might also prevent them from doing, like, big slides. Like, their slides become normal like Survivor too. Oh, okay, so they're kind of like DLLs then, right? The ones that are like stuck to walls and they never move. Because those don't originate from a den. Gourmand at Survivor speed sounds brutal. What do you mean by that? I think it sounds great. Basically just being Survivor, like that's like, you go twice as fast. not twice as fast, but I think it would be an improvement to the speedrun as long as stuff like crafting still works. Which it should. That shouldn't relate to movement at all. I mean, what I'm doing right now is basically survivor movement. Spearmaster is just a little bit faster. The base slugouts are so moderate. They're so subtle in their changes. Like Hunter is only just a little bit better than Survivor. And Downpour is like, let's add like rivulets to the game. And how about Artificer too? Ooh. Okay, this is an interesting speedrun. Wait, do you want to get his mask? Did I get any food from that? I think I got at least one, but not the other. Centipede. And like stowaways. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that most of the Guardian skips got patched out. Unless you have the exploit song. Spearmaster isn't the only campaign. I'm aware. I'm gonna switch. Well, I'm not gonna switch to another character completely, but I'm gonna try out some other characters. Oh, so yeah, you agree that would be better? You could like fast climb or fast pole climb up poles and then land on creatures to crush them. Like Gourmand can't do that normally. You climb up poles so slowly. I'm fine. Here, Master Stream 99. Hello and welcome. Also welcome to everyone else that I didn't say welcome to. I'm gonna be here for a while. I'm not gonna lose this run with a mask. Okay, I didn't say that I wanted to be here for a while. Okay, whatever. I should save time in Industrial and Chimney and the wall. Basically everywhere. Okay, I'm not just doing speedrun or Spearmaster back to back to back to back. I mean, I kind of am, but it's not just been 10 days. Can't get food here. I need to watch out for droplets. They are still dangerous. This guy is still dangerous. Just need to get out of there as fast as possible. Excuse me. So like, despite outskirts, this is still a really good split. Not really. It was fast, but it was still behind because of outskirts. Come on with riveted speed. Yeah, I guess the idea is I don't really want to leave Spearmaster behind. Like, if I were to just stop speedrunning Spearmaster for an extended amount of time, I don't like that feeling, you know? Of like, I could have had a good run, but I didn't. And you know, I missed my opportunity, you know? And also, I'm probably the best at Spearmaster that I've ever been. Like, right now. I'm most in practice right now. You just get out of the way. You're being a huge pain. You better go get him. Scavengers. He's too scared of me. That's a king vulture. Good luck, scavenger. Okay, slow down. Yeah, early mask is super nice. It's gonna be like several years from now, the Spearmaster meta will be getting a Vulture Mask in outskirts every time if you don't get one reset. I kind of wonder how active the speedrun community will be in the future. Like, if I get a world record now that is like several minutes ahead of the second place time, how long is that record gonna stand? What if like all the current runners maybe they get bored of the game and they move to other things, you know? And there's no one left who's good enough to beat that time. How long would it take then for another person to show up? To potentially discover Rain World completely, decide to speedrun and decide to try to beat my time. You know, is that just gonna take like a year? Is someone else gonna like beat one of my world records in not too long? Is it gonna take like several years because like speedrunning this game will just become less and less popular? Nobody wants to run Spearmaster. There's just not too many people left who are speedrunning Rain World at a high level. I mean, I guess there weren't really too many people to begin with. Vulture. This guy doesn't know what to do. Okay. Don't mind me. Ooh, that's weird. There shouldn't be scavengers. There might be elite scavengers later. A little worried about that. These are just bad flies. Plant. I didn't really care about it for a long time. It was like, oh, just, you know, just don't grab it. And you don't press up there until you try to grab the higher pole, so just don't grab it, you know. But then it grabs you. Or something else weird happens there. I don't know, pole plants are kind of weird sometimes. Ah. Oh. Alright, don't be stupid. That sounds awful. Having to do a Coltrane vault to get past the pole plant. Like, don't accidentally grab it, but try to grab the pole above it, too. I think I actually do need to get food here. Let's get the other pole plant. Yeah, good call. I mean, if you had a rock, you could still like stun it for a bit, but it might still kind of grab onto you. Is good. I don't really like pebbles being close to the pipe. Okay, I didn't really want that either. Thank you. biggest priority right now, not dropping the pearl. That was surprisingly fast. Don't snipe me. We're good. Please. Of course, I had to grab onto that last second. Slow down all the way. Okay, can't throw a rock now. That'd honestly be more messed up. To like have a mouth but no stomach. That rock. It's fine. I did see the explosive spear. I don't really see how it helped though. Hey dude, what's wrong? Gosh. He's angry. Luckily, the other ones and the inspectors in other rooms don't really care. Alright. Guess we're going this way. I missed that spear too. A little high up. Maybe a lot high up. Okay, not great, but whatever. I still have the pearl. I thought I wasn't carrying it for a bit. It's still there. The route is to go to Underhang, then to Precipice, then to Moon, get the Pearl to Moon, and then go back Precipice, Underhang, Chimney, Sky Islands. Dropping the Pearl isn't the end of the run, but it loses like a minute, depending on, or like 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how long it takes for you to get it back. Okay, I want a long cycle. That's long enough. Alright, Spitter Spider and Slime Lizard next. Something is in this room. Okay, they're down there. Hopefully the Spitter Spider gets the lizard and I don't have to deal with either of them. Although I don't know where they are now. Alright, that's fine. Huh, wonder why I can't go into that pipe. Come over here, dude. I was lucky that he was facing upwards instead of down where he could have got me. Now let's take our time. -1 Cyan Lizard, -1 Blue Lizard. That's pretty good, right? Not good. Never mind. Okay. I think I'm not gonna do the new movement at Precipice. I'm not good enough at it yet, and it's pretty risky. And that's minus the lizard that I would deal with there. Yeah, whatever. Please. I'd like to be able to see what I'm doing. They just left, so I shouldn't have to deal with them. Can you please? King Vulture. Making mistakes. Okay, I've died here many times, so just watch out for lizards. Blue lizard, white lizard, dropwig. 2 dropwigs maybe. Lizard here. Yes, in the worst possible spot. Although if he's just looking up, no, never mind. So I'll just take this time loss, whatever. Huh, where'd he go? There's a high chance I have to deal with a dropwig at the end of this room, which is really annoying. Oh, never mind. He's still alive. No. Okay. What? Okay. Please move out of the way. I stabbed them, but I didn't injure them. Okay, I'm going the wrong way. Whatever. Just keep going. I don't know what happened, but I'm alive. And the grab worm is alive too. Yeah, the dropwig shouldn't survive. And I thought they grabbed the grab worm too, and the grab worm shouldn't survive that either. And because they were injured, they dropped me after I was grabbed. I have enough time still, so let's just keep going. I'll drop the grab worm off. I'm probably going to stop reading chat at this point. Just to focus. It's been a while since I've gotten here. Well, I'm not doing a great job at focusing. I'm not great at that jump. Ah, that sucks. I have to wait here now. Almost got that cycle. I have to wait here, but probably would have had to wait anyway. Okay, why am I getting stuck? Why'd I go up? Or down? Way too high. Oh, not really. Turbo's helped. good. I probably should have just went through the tunnel. Okay, I guess you can't climb up that. This might be a good cycle if I can get through here quickly. Kind of unfortunate. This is probably a room that's faster with the grapple worm, but it's really annoying. It's just so fast to get up here in low gravity. You can basically just jump up and get there immediately. Good cycle. Okay, small mistake. It's been a while. I need to calm down a bit. This is nice music. We should totally see these spheres in Moon's chamber after she collapses. You know, there's just spears impaled in the walls everywhere. At this point, I want to stay close to Moon. It is kind of nice to have a break. in the middle of the run. It's not like you're going to be getting here often. This is the last one. Yeah, there's still, keep in mind everyone, I'll have to go to precipice and underhang again. I think that the whole like cycle resets because there's like rocks floating here that weren't floating here before. Like the rocks respawn or something. And the cycle timer does reset too. I couldn't really surf that one though. Oops, what are you doing in here? Hey dude. Please go down. That's a good cycle. Ah, okay, that's unfortunate. Maybe I should have tried to climb up there. I don't really have a strategy for these rooms. Just kind of do whatever feels right, and depending on what the gravity is. You can pretty much, because of the gravity cycles, you pretty much never do the same strategy twice. That was really good. And then the grapple worm dies from its injuries. Okay, I need a very long cycle here. That's not a very long cycle. Yeah, neither is that. There we go. I'm pretty sure you're allowed to do that in speedrun. In a case like this where I need the maximum length cycle I can get, there's pretty much no other way. That isn't just like luck, you know. I mean, you don't need to do this in one cycle. Like, you can just go take a shelter if you want to. If you're not doing a deathless, then you can just take it to be safe. Okay, drop wig here. No. Oh. I was a little too close. Excuse me. What are you doing? Getting away with lizards, I hope? If only I could get a vulture mask. This is where that oh my gosh. Why am I like this? This is where that pearl teleport would be nice. Get a mask. Teleport the pearl the rest of the way. Please. Gosh. Okay, luckily I can get through these rooms quickly. Thank you, camera, for scrolling correctly. No. Yeah, that's risky. I don't need the pearl now. Maybe I shouldn't do this. It'd be funny if I made it to the end and it was still a world record and I just threw away the run for no reason. I mean, I want to get a deathless run anyway. Oh, thank you. That's literally the spot I do the jump from. What the heck? Game finds a way to ruin your day. Yep. All right. Well, we go again. I'll probably not do the risky strats in Precipice. I haven't practiced them enough. I just need to do the simple way. No Ultramask this time. What's the song playing, Moon? How am I doing? I'm alright. I mean, it sucks to lose a run like that. It's also a reminder that it's possible to get a run like that in the first place. After like a few streams of just getting stuck in the first few regions of the run. You know, it's nice to actually make progress for once. Maybe it was because I just got lucky. I got a Ultramask really early, so I basically got to get through the early regions for free. I mean, the world record isn't really what I care about, because the world record is actually pretty easy to beat. Which maybe that's a weird thing to say, but the world record run is actually not really a speed run, but more of a challenge run. They try to beat the campaign only using one spear. And so that means that they can't use a spear in any movement. They can't use them for third boosts, for extended slides, for AI hops, for spear pins. They can't use them in combat, so you can pretty much never kill stuff or enter stuff to like get them out of the way. and you have to go out of your way to get a popcorn plant early on for food, and to karma cache longer for a passage for the rest of the food. So there's like a bunch of time losses that are just a part of the challenge, plus just it making it more difficult. So beating that time isn't too difficult because, I mean, I'm not doing that challenge, so I kind of had an advantage from the start. But my goal instead is just to get a time, really the best time that I can get. That's really the goal. And I've done a bunch of practice runs as Spearmaster, and I know what time is possible, and I would like to get a time close to that. Favorite slug cat? Not Spearmaster. That's for sure. Probably Rivulet. I think I've settled on Rivulet is the best, or my favorite character, and then the Saint has my favorite campaign. Because I don't really like Rivulet's campaign, but Rivulet is still a fun character to play. Favorite music piece? The one that's playing right now. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Oh, great. Thank you. Song is Chilblain Grace. It plays at the beginning of Saint's campaign. No rocks? There's a rock. There's 2 rocks. Do I remember you? It's a little hard to remember people from usernames alone. On YouTube, you can see their profile picture. And I actually think I remember the profile picture easier. Twitch just has the name. I might remember you a little bit. But it's been a while. Hello. Why is this like the hardest thing sometimes? I mean, I guess I might as well try to figure out how to do it. I think there's another way to do it where it's like you don't keep moving, you kind of fall into it. That's not how you do it. Sometimes I think this has to be a frame perfect input for it to be that difficult. It's annoying that I'm not consistent at that yet, because it means that I just waste 4 minutes every attempt if I fail that. Like I go through all of outskirts and Karma Cache, and then I get there and I just mess up the jump like 10 times in a row. It's like, well, time to do that again. It varies a lot between days. Like some days I just get it every time and I don't really notice it at all. Like it's just another movement that I just do every time. But sometimes I'd like spend like 3 attempts just failing that jump in outskirts, and I never escape. I think it's fine to mess it up a few times. Heard that in different ways. We're not going that way. It's funny if a vulture just showed up. Do you want to come down? Do you know why I did that? And then I just do it first try. Of course not. Whoa. At this point, I'm not even like expecting to do it right. It's like surprising when I actually get the jump. That's okay. Also, were you gonna say something? Like, speaking of which, what? Do you want more ideas? What you should draw? I think when it comes to art about Rain World, I prefer more like environmental art instead of like about characters. There's like tons of like fan art of like slow cats or of iterators or of like original characters, but not much of the environment, which I think is much more interesting. I don't like how short that pipe is, especially on the other side. Just really don't have time to react. I might get saved. The spread lizard could. No, they're aiming at me, not the lizard. New tech lizard carry. It's probably slower. Oh. No. The cyan grabbed the blue who is grabbing me. That's wonderful. I mean, you don't need to show an ecosystem. There could just be like smaller creatures around, like bat flies. What's your favorite area? Should you draw the areas that you prefer? And also, I don't really have a favorite area because there's like 10 different ways to look at it. In terms of like music or visual design or gameplay. Oh god. Don't fall down there. Oh gosh. Yeah, that guy still was up there. This is still kind of slow, but who cares? Maybe like Metropolis. But while you're admiring the landscape of Metropolis, you get stabbed in the back by a scavenger. Long cycle again. Sometimes that roll is inconsistent. I'm not using that. He's still after me. Most determined drop word. Yeah, but the earlier segments were a little bit slower. I need to get food later. Okay, that's why I don't move forward while doing that slide. Oh, I've missed that rock. Got a bat fly. I actually got out of that really quick. That was pretty fast, so it probably made up for it. Oh, scavenger? He's chill. Probably gonna die to that white lizard though. Good luck. Almost a red lizard right there. I'm looking for an unleash right now. Need to be safe there. Try the wall pounce. Never mind. And the white lizard heard me. Goodness. It's crazy how fast they can be if they want to. If they really want to catch you, they can go much faster than normal. Okay, not great. Well, most of them were good. The wall's gonna be really rough. I'm recording right now, so it doesn't matter if the stream drops frames. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I don't know why the recording would drop frames alongside the stream, especially since I'm not noticing anything on OBS. You're back. I didn't even notice you left. Welcome back, I guess. I can't see what I'm doing with the camera. Thank you. Yeah, I think the recording should always be fine. Yeah, I like a slide there. Vulture in this room. If I could just like grab a mask real quick, that'd be super nice. It's a normal vulture too, but it's going down, so probably it's not gonna see me. It can see through walls somehow. Why is it looking at me? I'm just gonna keep going. Plenty of scions dropped down, so I don't have to deal with as many. There's a sign right there. Oh no, that's just a blue. Not really. Oh no, it is a cyan. And I missed. The red dots at the bottom of the screen is an indication of the threat music. So if I had music on, and if there was threat music in that region, then that is basically how intense the threat music would be. So how dangerous is the current room, basically? If there is a dangerous creature in the room, then the threat music or the threat indicator will show something. If a creature is actively pursuing you, then it will be higher. I usually didn't have it on, but I turned it on for Spearmaster because there's a few rooms later in the run where you really want to know if there's a creature on the other side of the room. Because you're holding the grapple worm and the pearl, you can't hold a spear. So if the threat indicator tells me that there's something dangerous in this room, I know to like be prepared, basically. How are the runs going? Basically the same as normal at this point. I just died in the wall because of Cyan Lizard. No roll there. You have to go a little bit higher. You're very orange. That's more like an... Or like, that's an interesting color. I don't know if I've ever seen a red lizard like that. I didn't even know that their color could vary at all. That was just always like, just pure red. King vulture, you know, I'll risk it. What are you doing? This is so slow, but I'd like a mask. Dead. Yay. I'm now going to be like a minute behind. Fine, I'll go anyway. I really want a mask, so. Yeah, this is very slow. I'm not nearly as good at getting king vulture masks compared to regular vultures. Because when I was running Artificer, I pretty much only went for normal vulture masks. For future time games, I don't care about future time games. I'm trying to get as many future time games as I can. The goal is to finish Spearmaster and then be done with it. I guess it's someone else's time save then. Like I'm already behind the gold split. That's funny. That is a lot of time to make up even with a math. I'll just keep going anyway. Maybe I'll get this first try. Of course not. Okay, I really need to focus on movements to make back any of this time. Just go forward. Kind of slow. almost made up the time. I'm still like 40 seconds behind, or maybe like 30 seconds behind what I should be. And then by the time I get to Pebbles, the mask isn't going to make a difference anymore. Still 2 regions left, though. This would have been an easier place to get a mask. Come on, game. What's up with you? I think there might be something wrong with my splits, because there's no way that I could have gotten to the wall already. About 35 seconds behind still. The stream dropped a few frames. Not a big deal. Ah. This might be a record for most vultures that I've seen yet. Hey dude. Kinda getting in the way, you know. King Vulture mask is actually nice in this scenario. The fear could wear off once I get to this room with the normal mask, but it lasts much longer for King Vulture. Why did you do that? Why can't I do that more often? Okay, I made back the time. I need to get food here from the popcorn plant. Oh. I saved it. I'm here. I don't like being over here. He's all the way on the other side of the room. What are you doing, Pebbles? Wow, you really made that difficult for me. Hello, welcome to the stream. Uh-oh. Do I have the pro? I do. Oops, that's unfortunate. And there has to be a time loss, really, every time. That time I dropped the pro. Uh-oh, he's mad. He's also gone. Are you gonna be a problem? No, I don't know why I picked up those spears though. Oh dear. We're good. I mean, I don't even know if they were aggroed. They didn't turn red. Normally they change colors when they're mad at you. I have no idea what the hunter story percent route looks like. I think you shelter a lot of times to get echoes. I don't know, it's one of those categories I've never really looked into at all. Yeah. Need to stop doing that. That's an explosive spear, I see it. Oops, wrong way. Hello? I was like perfectly stuck in that corner. Oh, nice. I dodged that block. I don't know how to do that consistently. It seems kind of random. If you have any speed left horizontally. I would like to throw boost. I just don't know if there's an inspector up there. There is, but he's out of the way. Maybe just a little bit too slow to try to drift through that. Okay, we're going over here. Ah, okay. I thought I could pick up that spear, throw it upwards again. Two. Counting the challenge. I think this is a long enough cycle. It might be a little bit close. Yeah, all right. Counting the challenge then. I don't know how fast this is, so I don't really remember what the last one was. I think it's faster to go from Pebbles to the wall, to go wall, chimney, industrial, shaded shoreline than to go down the lake. Although actually, the lake is pretty fast. Maybe it's just like going through underhang. Like you either have to go through Pebbles, which is kind of slow, or you would have to go all the way through underhang from the wall. It's like neither of those options are great if you want to get to the lake. I mean, you'd always have to shelter at the end of doubles, because it would probably be raining by the time you make it to the end. So depending on how fast you can take the alternate route, you might want to take that. Thank you for ruining the run. He didn't really ruin it that much. That's annoying though. Two lizards, why not? Okay, we're here again. I don't really like doing that. I guess that was the white list that kind of got in the way there last time. It's weird how spitter spiders act. They're very inconsistent. Sometimes they seem to like kill you instantly, and sometimes they kind of ignore you. Good job, Cyan. This is still dangerous though. You can get here very quickly. Never mind. There's usually spitter spiders around the lake for Artificer and Hunter. Sorry, I can't really read chat right now. Probably a white lizard in here or a dropwood. There's the white lizard. They're kind of out of the way though. Alright, I'm gonna be safe. Yeah, that's very safe. I think the pearl fell too. The other strategy would actually have been better there. I would have just fallen straight down. I tried to grab the pole first, but I kind of got stuck in a weird way. I'll catch up on the chat. There's a way you can get down the leg very quickly. If you watch the Rivulet story percent run for the leg, I basically just fall straight down the leg. You can basically fall down the entire room, and as long as you grab a pole at the bottom, you won't take fall damage. So the wall doesn't take too long, or the leg doesn't take too long to get down, but then you have to get through memory crypts and the beginning of underhang, of course. So if you could do that, all of that in one cycle, you're pretty much all the way almost there to moon. You'd probably have to do testing to figure out though. You can see the needles are hollow, but like this little bit right here, the way it's kind of shaped like that, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell though. The pearl does respawn, but I'd have to shelter and then go back. so it loses. I mean, any death is a time loss that I don't really want. Yeah, there's pretty much always a way to get the pearl back. You know, if there was a way to consistently duplicate the pearl, it would actually make the run better. Because I think the way the pearl works is that there's two states of the pearl. There is the state where the state where it's like normal, and then the state after you see moon, right? Where it has like the yellow symbol around it. If you talk to moon with a pearl, then she will transform all pearls into that second state. So if you somehow manage to get a second pearl, then that will also turn into the second state too. So I think that's how it works, because in DevTools, you can spawn in a pearl, and you would assume that it always spawns in the same state. But if you've seen moon with a pearl, then you can spawn in a new pearl and it will already be in the second state. So if you could somehow duplicate the pearl consistently, you could leave it in a shelter, maybe around underhang, and then just pick that up on the way back from moon. You wouldn't need to, or as long you just have to bring the second pearl over to moon, then you could just leave it there. And I mean, how useful are rocks in like underhang? You're mostly just using the graph worm. I guess it could help a little bit with combat. It pretty much only saved time if it was like super easy to duplicate the pearl, which I've only seen like a handful of screenshots maybe of people duplicating the pearl in accident, and that might have been patched out. Yeah, it also could depend on the dev tools, if that's just how the dev tools work specifically, and not really the pearl itself. I mean, it would also make sense to program it like that, because if you ever lose the pearl, you wouldn't have to save what state it is to respawn it. You just need to save, hey, there's a pearl here, respawn it, and then once it does respawn, it's given that second state because you've already seen moon. It works the same way with dev console. So there's some variable somewhere that's like, have you seen moon with a pearl, right? And that's updated. And then any new pearl that spawns in, whether it's from respawning after dropping it in a pit, or spawning it with like DevTools or something, that just automatically gets that property. Thanks, Andrew. That blue lizard in Precipice has killed me too many times. Thank you, Threat Music. We go again. Both runs that have been good so far were because I got a Vulture Mask early. I think I kind of needed a Vulture Mask to get a good start. I always die on the wall or in chimney or something. But getting a Vulture Mask before chimney is very consistent. I don't have a way to duplicate the pearl. That was just me theory crafting. I have no idea if the glitch even works anymore, or how to like initiate it in the first place. I almost did that too late. All the shoreline music. Like, hey, imagine if you were still on the precipice. Or at Moon. You just didn't die to that blue loser. Haha. You're only talking about Saint because you brought him up in the first place. Not quitting to, I mean, like if you shelter after like or like, okay, that's interesting. That there's no way you'd be able to control that. Yeah, I don't think the dating sim should ever be considered seriously. Oh. Might have an idea about the pearl duplication. Oops. This song might be a little bit loud. No. Let me through. Ow. Okay, yeah, that was a weird situation. White lizard? No, I'm not dead. I'm definitely dead now. Okay, well, I have no idea what kind of creature duplication you're referring to. I know there's a way to double like creature spawns, you know, like enter region and starve. Is that the same thing that you're referring to? Is it some other glitch that like duplicates a specific creature? And also, I realized if you could duplicate it, you wouldn't need to leave the pearl in a shelter. You could just leave it in any room and it would respawn anyway. You could just leave the pearl in some random... I don't know what I'm doing. You could just leave it in some random place in Underhang and pick it up later. To the same creature. I picked up the spear. Well, if you know some way to like reliably do that glitch, I feel like it would depend on the creature's own movement. Pearl kind of just is stuck in one place, right? Yeah. But what is more interesting to me than the duplication is the situation that happened to me where a pearl just appeared in my shelter. Like if there's a way to just have the pearl suddenly appear in a shelter at the end of the run, that would be the most convenient. Although you would need to shelter, so maybe not. I don't know. Lucky drop word. OBS keeps dropping like 20 frames. Yeah, you could probably check the date of those clips and see if they were before or after the patch. But you know, the game hasn't been updated in a long while, at least on Steam. I think that glitch where the pearl spawns in my shelter, I think that might have had something to do with the shelter or the pearl being left in another region. Something like dropping the pearl on the floor, going through region gate, and then sheltering. The pearl wouldn't really have a spot to respawn because it's in an unloaded region, so it just defaults to your shelter, although that's a big assumption. Although I don't know why the pearl wouldn't just respawn in that other region and just not teleport between regions for no reason. Goodbye. Is Rivulet a messenger? We don't know. Scavengers. Centipede, small one. Huh? Ah, that's a waste. Ooh. Dude. I'm wasting so much time. I think I like the song more every time I listen to it. Yeah, there's scavengers and outskirts for Spearmaster. Same with Artificer. Because why not? Oh, it dropped a lot more frames. That's unfortunate. I mean, Spearmaster is before Artificer, so it makes sense that the scavengers are still around. They're just not there for Hunter because Artificer killed them all. I wonder how Artie would feel in Saint's campaign, knowing that there's probably more scavengers than before, and also that they're probably going to be the most successful species in the future. bit annoying. Please come up. So you don't need to. Yeah, maybe the scavengers do it now. Saint gets them all. Ah, dropper. Fine mouse, but this time I don't have a mask. Ah. I'm probably not going to play with that mod. Or most mods that do that kind of thing. Okay. Being better at recognizing these songs from the first like 2 seconds that they play. I mean, I'm not relying on pearl duplication Like, I don't even think it'd be that big of a time save. It might make the run a little bit safer if you can, like, throw rocks at creatures, but that's pretty much it. In terms of time save, it'd probably actually lose time to actually setting up the glitch. Thank you. They really got in position for that. Yeah, what did Monk do? I think Monk is pretty cool. I might speedrun Monk in the near future. Think you suffer in challenges? What, like the very last challenge with Monk? We have to kill like a bunch of creatures in that massive room. Compared to Spearmaster, Monk is gonna be like 10 times easier. You can like just walk past the white losers and they don't even notice you. Although the speedrun that I'm gonna do for Monk is like even longer than Spearmaster's. Well, I'll either do the Monk story percent run or like just Pebbles percent. Never. I think you want to do this right just a bit after you start falling off the platform. Like that, but even later. Please don't. The one where we have to hit a bunch of popcorn plants. I didn't think that one was too bad. But it's kind of just luck where the Squid Kid are. Actually hitting the popcorn isn't too bad, but if they like clump up on the, well, I mean, either side, the Squid Kid are annoying. If they're closer to the popcorn plant, it's harder to hit the popcorn instead of the Squid Kid. But if they're closer to you, then they're more likely to kind of ram into you to mess up your shot. But sometimes they just like fly kind of out of the way completely, and they aren't even a problem. Did the 2 neurons and cloak? That's story percent. I mean, story percent is getting the neurons and cloak, and going to outer expanse afterwards, because that's the downpour ending for Monk. So I guess, I mean, part of it is still like Spearmaster, because you have to carry two neurons with you from Pebbles to Moon. The small similarity there, but I don't think it's nearly as bad for Monk, because you can still use, you still have another hand free, and you're Monk, so everything is easy. mean, the cloak is like hard to figure out how to get, but there's a route for it that you can just follow, and it's pretty easy. Like, you just need to know which rooms to go through and then which like bubble fruit to pick up. Oh, I'm just not gonna try to bother with that lizard. That's what I get for bothering with the lizard. I'm pretty surprised they got that roll. And then once you actually get the cloak, you can just passage out and the cloak will come with you, even without the remix setting. So you basically, oops, karma cache. You basically bring 2 neurons to Shoreline, leave them in a shelter, go get the cloak, passage back to that shelter, then bring the cloak and the neurons to Moon. And then just go to Outer Expanse. Which you can also passage to. You can passage to like Outskirts and then you're like much closer to it. So you actually skip a lot of walking around. Going from Outskirts to Outer Expanse is pretty much the same as the Outer Expanse % run for a monk. And I've done that many times as a Gourmand, so Monk's just an easier version of that. Plus you don't need to carry around any neurons anymore. What are you doing? It's really frustrating to get just stuck in the beginning of the run. That should be like totally easy. Like there's no creatures that are dangerous at all. And yet you still can't make any progress. And I always thought that no matter the difficulty, you can always just practice it more and more and more until you get consistent. But sometimes it just doesn't work out. I don't know why. You would think that after like 10 streams of this, it would be easy at this point. Like, oh yeah, I do it at the beginning of every single run, so I should know how to do it. Like you can do that. I'm just kidding. You can't. These are the inputs you need to press, right? I can't even do it once in like 2 minutes. There you go. surprised that hit, considering that they were looking straight up. I keep forgetting to Karma Cat for some reason. I'm glad people can enjoy Spearmaster. I mean, any character, really. Out of all the characters in Rain World, there's like fans of each of them. People who like Monk, people who like Artificer or Spearmaster, even Gourmand. I mean, Gourmand's actually quite popular, I feel like. I mean, I don't know, there's no like... I don't know, maybe there is some sort of like poll out there. Like Slow Cat popularity. But it's very different, like, casual players between like speedrunners. Hated Gourmand. Gourmand is their favorite character. I mean, pretty much what you're expecting, right? It's like I only have some number of good attempts per stream, and once I run out of those attempts, I just can't ever get past outskirts. That's like the cutoff. Like, oh, you've played enough Spearmaster. No more for you. Like, well, I don't even know what I'm doing differently. It just doesn't work. Maybe I'm pressing the keys too slowly. I should do it like that. For some reason, I can't really imagine another DLC. Or actually, like, any more content for this game. Maybe there's a chance of getting another, like, big mod. I mean, there's the... What did I forget the name of? The guy with the double jump? The Slug Cat. Aftermath of Saint. I don't think there's going to be anything after Saint. I think that's like very definitively the end of Rain World. That's like the whole point of the Saint campaign. Yeah, the Wanderer. Like, there's probably not any more Slug Cats after Saint, so it would have to be a different main character, which is kind of weird to think about. It was done before release of Downpour. I think Downpour conceptually great job at expanding the game. It's like, what does the past look like? What does the future look like? Especially since Rain World already does that a little bit. Like base game, you know, hunters in the past, monkeys in the future a little bit. There's changes in the world. Like the state of Moon or the state of unfortunate developments. I mean, it's hard to look at a game like Rain World that I like so much and just to say, yeah, that's it. No more Rain World ever. You know. I think a lot of us would like just more Rain World forever, but you know, there's a point where it has to be done. I mean, I think I'd like to see another game with the feel of Rain World. I don't really know what that means, but it has a unique everything to it, of course. Like, Rain World is such a unique game in pretty much every single way. And it's probably inspired people to try something at least. Maybe not the same art style. I don't really know what it is. It's hard to put into words. What am I doing? I'm failing. I was doing speedruns of Spearmaster, and in that speedrun, I need to do this trick, which I'm not very good at. That right there. And I'm trying to get better at it so I can actually start the run, because this is like 4 minutes into the speedrun. And if I mess it up like 5 times in a row, then I'm not happy with that amount of time loss. But you can see how inconsistent I am at it. The process usually ends up being like, I spend 4 minutes to get here, I mess up this jump, and then I have to restart. And then I'd repeat several times. I don't know, if mods are gonna be what, like, keep this game going, then, I mean, I'm still waiting for them. I don't think there's been any mod that I've been, like, really interested in, except for maybe Drought, which of course has yet to come out. This is the end of attempts, by the way. I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. Okay, that's. I hope I don't do that more often. Like making the jump but not actually getting up there. That's a different way to do it. It isn't really meant to be a framework for mods. I mean, that's kind of how it looks like, right? Like, you have the world, and you have 5 characters, which were originally modded, of course. And so, it's like kind of an invitation, like, hey, mod developers, what if you made your own character to put into this world? With maybe their own story, a few unique regions, you know? That's kind of the format of Downpour. I I've seen a lot of mods that are like, here's a unique character, campaign coming in like several months because it takes forever to make regions. Like the end of the cycle now. Alright. Well, no... I guess there were some decent attempts, but... those attempts were kind of carried by vulture masks. Not really happy about that. Like, it'd be great to be able to do a run regardless of if I get a mask or not, but... this will not be the last Spearmaster. I mean, okay, you may have noticed a small trend on my YouTube channel. The past few videos I've made were speedruns of various characters that I finished off stream. Or I guess for Gourmand it was on stream, but that was kind of a different stream, so it was sort of off stream anyway. I might do, I mean, I have done a handful of speedrun or Spearmaster attempts off stream, so I might actually finish one of those runs then. But I have, no. I have some ideas of things to do. Like tomorrow, either Monk or Rivulet. I'm kind of interested in the Rivulet Expedition. I kind of want to try that again. I think there might be new routes that's better than the one that I used. If I do Monk, then I'll have to do a lot of practice to even remember what the route is. It's quite a long category, and there's some specific routing that you need to do in Submerged. So yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream. Hopefully I'll be done with Spearmaster someday. Thanks everyone for watching. See ya.